two of the artists and instructors that work with the Cornelius Art Center. We have Jane Elthorpe and Chase Winfield.
And Chase, let's start with you. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the artwork that you do and what you do with the community arts projects?
Well, actually, I'm a sculptor, and so the class that I teach, I call it the art of scanning. And if you can't see it, you can't do it.
Okay.
So I teach them what to look for, and then I give them all the techniques that I've gathered over the last 40 or 50 years, which, you know, art has been my total life, you know, even from a child. So this is my way of giving back to the community with my teaching.
And you work with all ages, or?
Oh, yeah, mainly high school and on up. And most of my students, I've been teaching now for about 5 years, are 40, 50, 60, maybe even 70. I'm not sure, but there's no age limit.
Yeah.
No age limit.
Okay.
That's wonderful. And Jane, what's your area of specialty?
Well, I have always been known as a watercolorist, and that's how I moved into the area 30-some years ago.
Wow.
So I have sort of built up my reputation as being an instructor of watercolors. I teach drawing as well, and I've started teaching printmaking.
Oh, neat.
And the printmaking is the one that's really having a lot of fun. We're having a lot of fun with it. My watercolor classes, I teach them basically just how to see the subject. Basically what all art instructors are telling their students. Notice things more, keep your eyes open, and then you all of a sudden you start appreciating a little more what you're seeing.
Skills you can apply to life as well as art.
Exactly, yes, exactly. Frequently my students will come back to me and say, oh my gosh, I was driving down the highway the other day and just realized that the trees were not green, but blue and yellow. And I went, oh,
there you
is that
go.
it?
A breakthrough.
I made my point.
Yeah.
Now you're ready for the art.
Yes. I'm actually taking Chase's sculpting class right now and doing a bust of my husband.
Oh,
interesting.
Yeah. So each of the directions, I work with all ages. I adore children. And so I love working with their minds and letting them experience all the different mediums on up to my oldest student was 90 years old, and
Wow.
she's just darling. So
And what age would you start with? Would you suggest that?
actually, in fact, I think you allow children to learn at their level. So you just expose them to the materials and let them play until they get to the point where they start asking questions. And it's different for every child, every
Right.
person. Whether it's, how does you make the arm on a person, or, how do you make an apple red?
Okay.
Then you start offering what they're asking, and that's the best way for them to learn.
Well, thank you for all that you guys do, because it's a great asset
Our
to have
pleasure.
in the community, and
Absolutely.
it's
It's
so
very
broad.
important for just starting from young all the way through to have that art as part of the enrichment.
It is.
It's such a great place to live.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
We'll be right back.